morning everybody, welcome to Immortal Gaming. This is Meg and Marvin and we're now here for another video for Ragnarok Origin, and this time we're going to be talking about the one-hit KO job class, the champion or the monk. This is going to be the monk and champion class guide. And first of all, I would like to thank my dear friend Plays by K or Lodi Kenji for assisting me with every detail of this guide. He's going to be uploading his personal guide too, so watch out for that video. I'm using his account right now, and let's just get on with this one, okay? So the first one is we're going to be talking about the builds. The builds of the monk or the champion is quite diverse. So what do I mean by that? One build is going to be focused on, finger offensive or what we call throw spirit sphere here. And the other one is going to be Asura build. The last one would be a crit build. And, you could add a PvP build for that part. So, if you're going to be asking me in terms of the stats, we have here 3 set of presets. So if you don't have that kind of luxury to get 3 presets, then go for 2 presets. The first one is going to be a finger offensive or a throw spirit sphere and Asura. The second one is Agi strength or the crit or combo build. The third one is for the pure PvP build. So for those who are, who went to champion just for the PvP, that's going to be the preset for you. But for those who are also using Asura and also going through the MVPs right now, this is the preset for you, the finger offensive and the Asura. So what do we need the Agi strength or the combo for? The Agi or the combo build is for endless towers, just in case you need, a little bit more on the DPS side on normal levels, and go for Asura on the main levels or the boss levels there, and the Yggdrasil. So you cannot use finger offensive build on Yggdrasil battle because it's going to be hard for you. It's still better for you to use a crit build or a combo build instead of using and just staying with the finger offensive. You can still use it, but it's going to be more difficult for you. Okay, so let's focus now on the stats for the finger offensive and Asura preset. This means that we have combined the Asura and the finger offensive or throw spirit sphere so that you could use this either for grinding or for MVP builds. So in this part, we have focused 95 or 90 strength. You can go for 90 strength here, and the rest would be intelligence. So don't max out the strength because the valuable stat points from 91 to 99 would be requiring you 11 stat points for each of the strength that you need. So instead of doing putting all of those stat points there, you could go for intelligence for additional SP so that your Asura damage would be increased. Okay, so mainly the strength is prioritized here just because it affects both Asura and finger offensive. That's why it is here. The intelligence here is mainly for the Asura build. Okay, so if we're going for the Agi strength here, of course it's going to be agility, almost max out on agility, and the rest would be strength. And for PvP, it's kind of different. For PvP, we would go max on vitality because you have to survive after you do the Asura. So you don't need that much intelligence in terms of PvP. Mainly, you would only need to increase your damage of your Asura by that much if you are battling whales. But in terms of the increase in the damage that the int gives, I think it would be better for you to prioritize vitality so that you will be, you will have more survivability during the fight because you have always 10 seconds cooldown whenever you use Asura. Okay, so the rest would be intelligence, of course, for you to increase your Asura damage. Now, let's go to the skills. For the skills, we have here 3 presets too. One is the finger offensive Asura build. The second one is the Raging Trifecta build or the Agi build. Then the last one will be the pure PvP build. You can leave the pure PvP build if you are not into PvP, or you can just use Asura or PvP if you can sacrifice, you know, the Yggdrasil battles. Now, for the Asura, okay, for the Asura, let's go first for the Acolyte. You will be needing, of course, this is the most important thing, the Demon Bane, because it increases your physical attack and physical defense. The next one would be Blessing and Agility increase, okay? So by this time, you have already this, but you have to reset by the time that you change into Monk. So you can go for, for Asura, you can go for 10 heal here, and you can just leave Angelus on level 5. You don't need Kyria Lyson, okay? So level 10 heal is better than putting more on Kyria Lyson because you have enough skills to cast, so you don't need additional, additional combat skills like Kyria Lyson because you need to do damage, okay? So that is for the Acolyte. For the Monk skill tree, of course, we need Summon Spirit Sphere or the Charge Up, and then 5 on Fury because you need this too in order for you to get the Guillotine Fist or the Asura Strike, okay? 10 on Iron Palm just in case you will be using knuckle weapons, and 5 on Spiritual Cadence, and level 1 on Body Relocation and Raging Trifecta. In terms of normal battles, you can still dish out damage when your cooldown is up. That 10 seconds cooldown, whenever you use the Guillotine Fist, you can still use the Raging Trifecta blow. And you can also use a Mental Strength, but it's not going to be that much of a use since you'd be doing the cycle all over again after doing it for once. Okay, so for the champion, of course, we need Zen on level 5. Then, of course, throw Spirit Sphere, because this one is going to be your main grinding and main attack skill, so that you can dish out damage even though you are not using the Asura Strike. So this one is going to be your bread and butter in this build. And then after that, 10 on Connected Way of Fists so that you could increase further your damage using knuckle weapons. And then 8 on, this one is still on 8, but 10 on Tranquility. The rest, it's still up to you if you would be using it on Root, or you can go back here and then you put more on Mental Strength. Okay, so after that, let's go to the Agi build, which is the combo build. All right, so for the combo build, of course, you can still go for the 10 Demon Bane, 10 Blessing, 5 on Increase Agility, and 10 on Angelus. You can also go for level 10 heal, but it's not going to matter that much because you're going to be dishing out more damage, and every time that you cast heal, you're gonna be losing a DPS second. So the Angelus is better because this one's going to be needed to be cast every 3 minutes only, or every 5 minutes. So every 10 minutes. Okay, so after that, for the Monk, we have 5 on Charge Up, 5 on Fury, and this time we're going to be maxing out Raging Trifecta Blow, then 5 on Raging Quadruple Blow, and 5 on Raging Thrust. Okay, aside from that, you could also increase your Flee here, okay, level 5 on that, and then the rest would be Spiritual Cadence and Body Relocation as usual. Okay, you can go for Iron Palm, but the one thing that is really good here is you don't need, in terms of the combo build, you don't particularly need a knuckle weapon here. I'm gonna be talking about that later. Okay, so for the champions, 5 on Zen, 5 on Glacier Fist, 10 on Chain Crush combo, and then 10 on Fist of 4 symbol. So the rest would be up to you if you want to go for a Connected Way of Fist, but that would be needing the Iron Palm or, additional for the Tranquility. But this would be the main thing that you would need. All right, so now, for PvP, of course, you won't be needing the Demon Bane. Instead, you would now go for Kyria Lyson here. And then, for the Monk, let's now go for the Iron Palm, since the PvP build would be needing you to use a knuckle weapon. Okay, so Iron Palm is going to be needed. Spiritual Cadence, Flee, 1 on body relocation and 5 on charge up, 5 on fury, and then 5 on guillotine fists. Okay, next would be for the champion. Of course, we would now be using the root. This one is really going to be needed in most of the fights. Next is Tranquility after your Asura strikes. Then throw Spirit Sphere for long-ranged battles, and then that's it. Okay, so let's now go to the most important part of this guide, the gears. So now let's focus on the weapon. For the weapon of the champion, having 3 builds out there, you must be thinking that you would need 3 weapons. Now, that may be true, but there is a weapon that can be your all-around best friend here, and that would be the slash. The slash just gives you physical attack for every refine, so that's already on percentage. So if you have a plus 10 slash, that's already 10% increase in physical attack. It's going to be used everywhere, so you can use it on your Agi strength build, you can use it on your finger offensive build, and you can even use it on your Asura build. But if you have a lot of blueprints out there and you can make different weapons and you have the spending capability to make a lot of weapons, then you can now go for the fist, particularly for the PvP builds, for the Asura builds. You can now use and make Berserk, particularly if you are making a build that is solely concentrated on finger offensive. The main thing about this when you use Knuckles to fight MVPs is that when you click over here, you would see that the damage of Knuckles to large enemies is only 75%. So whenever you fight a large enemy, particularly the MVPs, particularly on higher MVPs, most of them are already large. All of them are large. The last high MVP that you would be fighting that is medium is going to be Doppelganger. So the rest of them would be already large, so you would have a problem if you don't have a White Smith. The good thing about the mace is whenever you fight a boss, it is not, it is not reduced. The damage is not reduced, and you don't need a White Smith for that one. But of course, the damage of the fist is still going to be much larger than the damage of a slash. So I would be, still suggesting for you, if you would use fist for the MVPs, then go for a party with a White Smith in it. Okay, for level 90, we have a new weapon, which is the Crystal Knuckles. The Crystal Knuckles heightens also the damage that your Asura does to the enemy. And for more information about that, we have a video that is, uploaded by Plays by K, so you can learn more about the Crystal Knuckles. For level 100, we would now be using the Blowfish instead of the Berserker Gloves, because the Blowfish is going to be increasing a lot your damage of your finger offensive. So in terms of the normal gameplay of a champion, that is going to be your go-to weapon. Okay, and as usual, fist for overall Asura damage. So for the cards, we need the damage modifiers again, the size modifiers, the racial modifiers, or the element modifiers. For the enchant, fighting spirit, physical attack or physical attack percentage, so that you could increase more your overall damage. Now for the modification, there is a guillotine fist damage modification, so go for that one. Let's now move to the garments. For the garments, we have 2 types of sets here. The first one is for your overall DPS damage build, and that is going to be requiring us a tiers set. For level 90, we'll be shifting to Magic Flow set, because that really jives with the damage of the Asura, wherein it increases your SP, and whenever you have an increased SP, you also increase the damage of your skill, and that really jives well with the Asura build. So Magic Flow set is for level 90 and above. Okay, for the armor cards, we have the Baby Desert Wolf. Of course, even if you're using Finger Offensive, the damage of the Finger Offensive can be increased easily by just, modifying the cards that you have on your weapon, and at the same time using converters for your character. So we will now be focusing in terms of the enchants of your armors and the cards of your armors in terms of increasing the SP capacity of your character. With that said, we need Baby Desert Wolf, particularly 3-star if you can, and level 15, so that you could increase furthermore your intelligence and your SP. Now, for enchants, of course, SP enchants is the way to go. You can go for Sharp Battle, but we would be suggesting, an easy way, an easy path, which is the SP. Okay, so if you can have 2 or 3 enchants that has SP, that's still the best way to go. Okay, for the modification, you can go for Strength or for Intelligence, either way. Okay, so for the garment, of course, for the garment, we would now be getting the Valis Cloak. Okay, and then for the cards, we can go for Frildora card, or you can directly invest into an Orc Baby card for more damage, or damage reduction, or elemental damage reductions, or even Isis card. Now, for the enchants, again, SP enchants. For the modification, it's either Strength or Int. For the shoes, we will now go for Vidar's Boots. And for the cards, of course, Verit card. We have no other cards that increases your SP by percentage other than the Verit card. For the enchants, still SP enchants. Now, if you are mainly focused on PvP, that's the time that you change and switch your gears, because you would now need Goiben's armor or Goiben's set. For that matter, you need to be as tanky as possible. You need to survive, because sometimes whenever you use Asura, you pay it with your own life. So in order for you to avoid that moment, then you have to tank up yourself. Goiben's set would be the way to go, but still the same enchants. It's just the armor set that you will be changing. Now let's go for the Vero score. For the Vero score, we have the first one is the Awakened. Where is that? It's this one, okay? So whenever you have Spirit Spheres, you gain 75 damage or 75 physical attack. That's nice. Hymn of Brahma. Then for the Asura, you have to have the Asura Flash, okay? This Asura Flash level 7 is both available on Dimic Cogwheel, and it is also available on Vesper. So if you're gonna be looking at this and Vesper, you would see that it has a level 7 Asura Flash. So this is the only level 7 skill that we have on Vesper Cogwheels. So it makes it easier for people to get this Vero score so that they could use their Asura more efficiently, because this one takes away the casting time of the Guillotine Fist or the Asura Strike, and you can gain 5 cast range, okay? Now, aside from that, you need Cold Blood. So Cold Blood is used for, particularly for those who are last hitting mobs or MVPs, because you deal more damage if it is below 25% HP. Now, Phoenix Ash is for PvP, plainly for PvP. So if you have that and you're not yet into PvP, then save it, okay? Don't use it. Now, for the Agi Strength build, of course, momentum management is going to be your all the way need for your character. Next, it would be Manas. The third one is Way of Trifecta, and the fourth one would be Words of Nirvana. For the Finger Offensive build or the Throw Spirit Sphere build, Pure Soul is number 1 there. Second is Bloodthirst, so that you could one-hit the enemy more easily. Then the last one would be Mana Length Boost. Okay, so for the grinding, this character, he says that this character is currently grinding on Wind Ghost. Okay, you can go for other mobs as long as you one-hit them, because it's really important for you to one-hit them using your throw spirit sphere, because you know the throw spirit sphere is really powerful. You can easily jump the damage of that skill by hundreds of thousands by just adding a converter. So make it sure that whenever you attack an enemy, that enemy has a disadvantage in terms of element, so that you could use converters for it. Alright? So that's it. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you again to Placed by K for lending me his character, his OP character. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you happen to like this video, please do leave a like. Share this to your friends and click that bell notification button so you get notified every time I upload a new video, start a new stream, or a new content. That's it. See you again on the next video. Bye-bye! 'Cause now I found you.